Thanks everyone, we're back, and we're back with Cranston Mayor Allan Fung.
How you doing, Kate?
You've been here at the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center.
I love being here, although I loved it if you'd be in Cranston, because that's the hot and happening place to be.
You make this pitch every time you're in. Go local Cranston.
Until Go Local comes to Cranston, I'm going to keep making that pitch.
Well, we appreciate your coming into the city because a lot going on in Cranston right now.
Absolutely.
I want to talk right to the folks here in Go Local. So just today we learned that there was a restraining order put on the council-approved road safety ordinance in Cranston. Talk with us a little bit about what happened today, your reaction, and what's next.
Yeah, it's a temporary restraining order because this is just the first phase of that court case where the ACLU sued us over that road safety ordinance. And that's what is somewhat bringing some frustration to me today. Bring me a little bit down, but I'm okay now that I'm here in front of all the viewers that Go Local. But the judge granted a temporary restraining order. I can tell all the folks that it's one where we hadn't had the opportunity to put a full evidentiary hearing yet. There's a long way to go. The city is prepared to fight to defend that ordinance because it's about one thing: your safety, all the safety of every individual that's on our busy intersections and roadways that are governed by that ordinance. And public safety is of paramount importance to me, to my administration, and to all of you. We're going to keep fighting, even if it means fighting all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court.
So it's a temporary restraining order, and you kind of alluded, do you think it's a sort of a little halt right now as more information is gathered pertaining to this lawsuit by the ACLU? You just mentioned Cranston hasn't had the opportunity from your vantage point to fully offer up the information, as you said, the evidentiary information to the courts that make your case.
Absolutely, and this is where it's temporary. It's a long way to go. We're going to have the full evidentiary hearing in front of the judge in the district court. And the ACLU was declaring it this huge victory, issuing a press release, and we wanted to set the record straight. This ordinance from day one, we weighed this ordinance. We took our time with this ordinance. We came and talked to you guys about the ordinance and what we were doing because it was based upon all the complaints that we were hearing from many residents, many drivers, the safety aspect. The judge even determined in his decision that it was a close call for him. But for me, any close call, that deference should have been afforded to the protection and safety of the citizens in our roadways. And that's why we're going to continue this fight and make sure that anyone that's there in Cranston are going to have a safe place to travel, and make sure that anyone that enters in our roadway is not going to be hit by any motor vehicles that are traveling too fast, or anyone that may be distracted by, on their cell phones or anything else that's going on in life.
And when the ordinance was passed and when it was enforceable leading up to today, do you think it changed behaviors, that folks knew that because of this ordinance that they couldn't be out there doing it? So not just public safety officials, going and ticketing and citing folks, but did you think that folks knew about this and that then led to less folks being out there, again, either trying to solicit or trying to hand out information? Did it change behavior?
It absolutely changed behavior. And for instance, with our firefighters themselves, because they do that Fill the Boot campaign, they were impacted as well. But they respected the ordinance. They understand it was for their safety as well. And that's what we were, from day one, looking to do. Make sure that anyone that's in our roadways have a safe place to do it. In fact, the firefighters knew the ordinance was in effect. What they ended up doing was going on a side road during the St. Mary's Feast and doing it from there in accordance with the ordinance. There were safer alternatives. And that's one of the things I wanted to be put out there for everyone to recognize. We didn't prohibit it altogether. There were safer alternatives, safer venues for people to be in our roadways, just not at some of these busy intersections where they could get hit. And for a close call, I personally witnessed it myself back in December. And that's why I really felt passionate about putting this ordinance in, making sure that it's for the safety of everyone that's in Cranston.
Do we have a sense of time frame? Again, it's a temporary restraining order issued today. Obviously, this pertains to the ACLU's lawsuit. Do we have any sense of time frame?
Yeah, usually there's the hearing, the preliminary injunction hearing will follow within a few weeks. So, at this stage right now, I'm going to be sitting down with our lawyer, just figuring out, where he's going to go and take this. He feels confident about it when he was going in. He felt the argument in front of the judge, who we all respect. went well. But, it's a little disappointing to see that decision today, but we're going to continue fighting because it's the right thing to do. And like I said, I'm willing to take this all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court if necessary because it's the right thing to do for public safety.
Well, I appreciate your coming in to talk about this, especially today with it just happening. Another hot button issue I wanted to talk about, the fishing pier.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Talk with us a little bit about that.
Well, I need to clear up some confusion to everyone that's out there because it was a little confusing, from the outset and also from today's article that was in the Providence Journal. There is no fishing ban per se from the public access shoreline in that area in Edgewood that's close to the Rhode Island Yacht Club on Ocean Avenue. The council amended the ordinance, so what's going to happen is fishing is going to be allowed from that public right-of-way, public shoreline, where it's not going to be prohibited. To address some of the concerns that we heard from some of the testimony from the constituency is from the guardrail area and on the street. It's not right that people were, parking their trucks or cars and fishing, casting from the roadway. Somewhat kind of lazy if you think about it. And I probably understand what they were doing. They were probably having a few drinks, but that also caused some of the, we're working about some of those nuisance type issues. But that's why I just let the ordinance go and didn't veto it, because it was not a ban on fishing, and it was not limiting that public right of way. In fact, we received an email from the Saltwater Anglers Association saying, okay, I'm glad with the amendments, it's a lot more palatable. We would still like to work with you about signage, about what to do to address some of those nuisance issues in the area. In fact, we asked our Public Works to put a couple of barrows out there to deal with the trash issues. Okay.
So we'll look at that issue moving forward. What else is going on in the city of Cranston you want folks to know about as you're here in studio?
Always exciting things in Garden City. Phase 4 construction is getting underway, where we're going to have a few more restaurants that are going to be in there. I think we talked about previously, Legal Sea Bar is going in there, but there's going to be a Simply Greek restaurants going in there, as well as, not Tavern on, I want to say Tavern on the Green, Tavern on the Square.
Tavern on the Square, yes.
Tavern on the Square. So we've got 3 new exciting restaurants that are going to be going in there. A lot more choices for a lot of residents. And simply, we got a lot of good things going on because we're taking from Providence, because everyone wants to be in Cranston. That's why one last pitch for Go Local. Come on in.
Cranston. Well, we are close enough. How many nights a week are you out and about at restaurants around the city?
Oh, I eat a lot. As much as I love to cook, I am out at a lot of our fine restaurants all throughout, from the Edgewood area all the way to the western side, to all the good restaurants that we have in the central part in Knightsville. Who can ever forget about Knightsville? Because in my heart, even though I love Federal Hill, we got some good quality restaurants that would compete with many of those restaurants up in the hill. In fact, there's a new deli that's out there, Lou Umberto's Deli. So Lou, I'm giving you a little bit of a shout out on Go Local here to boost you up, because you're new, but you're excellent food. And we've got a lot of great gastronomic delights that I enjoy going out as much as I can out in Cranston with my beautiful wife, Barbara Ann.
So as always, you come in here and you try to lure folks away from Providence to Cranston. You're so Cranston-centric, but when are you looking to make a decision about political future, perhaps looking statewide?
Boy, how did I know that was going to be coming up? It'll be coming soon enough. As you saw probably from my campaign finance reports, I am fundraising at the stage, talking to many Rhode Islanders about how they feel. And what I'm hearing is there is a lot that they don't like about our state. The fact that our economy's lagging, the number of people that our governor has hurt from the UHIP crisis, and they can't believe still that debacle with Cooler and Warmer, to even the ethical lapses like hiring Don Lally. All of this really weighs on their mind, because all they want is sound government, the type of government leadership that we've delivered in Cranston. So all of you will be hearing from me soon enough.
And how much pressure do you feel from the fundraising component with a governor who's got such a formidable war chest?
Well, that's one of the things that in politics, we've got to fundraise, something I hate to do, but you have to do to compete. But one of the things that I do enjoy doing is getting out and meet with the people. So it's a combination of having the fundraise to get your message out, but most importantly, going door to door, being at the neighborhood festivals, being out here, being here at Go Local to talk to all of you and make sure that my message resonates. And my message is simple. Take a look at what we've done in Cranston. highest bond rating we've had in 25 years. We've been able to attract businesses, both small to large businesses, and work with them without having to give away the farm. I'm proud of Garden City and Chapel View. Not one tax dollar went that way. But compare that to what the job our governor is doing, giving away the store like a candy store. That's not right, because it's our hard-earned dollars, and we need to treat it more responsibly for all of us and put it in the priorities that are deserving for our state, our roads and our education for our kids, and improving our economy.
Well, we'll continue to engage with conversation with you, Mayor Fung, moving forward, as you said, perhaps making a decision at some point in the future. But I appreciate your coming in today again to talk about where things stand with the road safety ordinance, where things stand with the fishing pier, where things stand in Cranston in general. It's always a pleasure having you here in studio. So Cranston Mayor Allan Fung, I'll let you on your way. I know this is just one of many stops this evening, so take off. We'll let you go. Cranston Mayor Allan Fung wanted to bring him into studio today with the ruling today that there is a temporary restraining order on enforcing the road safety ordinance in Cranston. Now, if you've been following the issue, the very controversial issue to prohibit the giving and taking of items from medians of roads, of major roads. We've seen protests about this. The ACLU filed a lawsuit. Mayor Fung made the case that, again, the temporary restraining order, that Cranston has a lot more information to provide to the courts as they move forward with this. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this issue. Again, former gubernatorial candidate Mayor Allan Fung, we're going to see what happens with him moving forward here from